During the pandemic, we have all binge watched just about everything available. In fact, streaming sites like Netflix added millions of new subscribers.
Well, this led to a serious demand but little supply, but that is changing, and Louisiana is playing a big role in that. Paul Dudley gives us an inside look at the state of Hollywood South.
In the shadow of the Des Allemands Bridge in St. Charles Parish, it all looks so real. During a behind-the-scenes look at the new crime-themed TV pilot, Blood Relative, crews are creating a fictional world, one that will soon be on a screen near you. It's one of about a dozen shows or movies currently in production throughout Louisiana, with more on the way. A sign Hollywood South is back on track after some rocky times during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Within the last week and a half, things have really been ramped up and roaring along, where I'm looking at people calling and asking not only about what the availability is now, but all the way into 2022, which is really fantastic.
When we spoke to Jason Wagensback at the Ranch Studios in St. Bernard Parish during the summer, he had just added new signage, hand sanitizer stations, and mask and social distancing guidelines. Business was just starting to pick back up back then. Now it's so busy, Wagensback is looking to expand.
I think that we're going to be in for a really great year for this year, and then hopefully the next 2 to 3 years it's going to be quite busy here in the state of Louisiana.
Louisiana is working with familiar favorites like NCIS New Orleans, but also new shows like Your Honor, starring Bryan Cranston, and a couple of feature films. Carol Morton with Film New Orleans says she has never gotten so many calls from film and TV productions.
I've been working in this industry for 12 years, and I've really never seen the amount of interest in the city of New Orleans as a filming location.
There are existing state film tax credits that incentivize productions to come to Louisiana if they hire local workers, but Morton says there are a couple of new reasons for the boom. The first one has to do with a serious demand for new movies and television shows, led by Netflix, a company that has added millions of new subscribers in 2020.
Film productions are coming to the state of Louisiana because as everyone has been home in quarantine, they have streamed just about everything, every bit of content that has previously been produced.
And here's another reason. Since reopening filming in August, Louisiana has not shut down the film industry here. That hasn't been the case in COVID hotspots like LA, the home of Hollywood.
To find locations where they can actually shoot content is really one of the primary drivers of the industry right now.
During our behind-the-scenes look at Blood Relative, crews followed strict mask and social distancing guidelines. And it isn't just this production. At the Ranch Studios, Wagensback says there hasn't been a single COVID-19 case on set.
It's been a learning curve, but it has really worked very well. The first few productions that have been here on my property, really streamlined it, made it like a well-oiled machine, and at the end of the day, we had no instances where there was any outbreaks here.
In New Orleans, where the largest number of productions are, the economic impact last year was $475 million, even though filming was halted for 4 months. Morton says this year is going to be bigger than ever before.
Just growing, expanding, providing opportunities for locals to get jobs in the industry. I really see this as a recovery industry for the city of New Orleans.
And that was Paul Dudley reporting. Several years after Katrina was also a busy time for the state's film industry. But Morton says it's about 5 times bigger now. Back then, there were about 12 major productions, and now it's closer to 50 or 60.